And now,
Breaking news.
Ahoy, the news.
news
From the
Weirdwire.
News from the Weirdwire this morning. Escaped donkey sure loves mints, they say.
Why do we have all these stories about escaped animals?
I guess they're headlines.
Yesterday, kangaroo. Today, donkey.
Oh, a donkey. He was lured back to safety with the help of a sweet treat. Officers from the West Midlands police were called to address the wandering animal, which apparently got loose from a field and made its way onto the roads, providing hazardous conditions for himself and local motorists. In an effort to lure him back, officers offered the donkey, who they've named Ned, mints out of their hands. He loves mints, says Sergeant Chris Beards. Once he had chomped him down, he was braying for more. Braying. That's what donkeys do.
It's like skipping for animals.
He was happy to have back. Sergeant adds, we took him back to this field, and although we couldn't locate the owner, we made sure the fence was secure so he couldn't get out again. See, police officers, then they have to also know how to,
And they were out of mints for the day.
fix fence. Where's that say? Police officer around here. You know how to fix fence? Got a barbed wire puller. But they did. They made sure, and Ned has presumably now minty fresh breath. Well, it was an exciting day for Ned the donkey, huh?
Something tells me Ned's going to want more mints. He's going to find his way out of that fence again.
Because that's where the mints were.
Yeah.
A traveling student returned home with a lot more shiny things than when he left. According to Pix11, the unnamed student had unwittingly obtained a bag of diamonds, Rolex watches, and other valuable after taking a cab from Newark Airport.
Something tells me these were all hot. Just a hunch.
As the student explains, he was getting out of the cab upon reaching his destination when the driver handed him a backpack, apparently thinking it was his. The cab had already driven away when the student realized that he didn't recognize the luggage. Once he opened it, he definitely knew it didn't belong to him. I was shocked, the student said, of seeing what was inside. It looked like expensive stuff. Yeah, diamonds and Rolexes are. I mean, even a cheap Rolex is what, $4 or $5 grand? Or do they start at 10?
You mistake me for someone who makes enough to even consider Googling that.
Yeah, I don't even know what the tick sounds like. Does it even have a tick? After consulting with his mother, the student reached out to a local public safety group in Brooklyn, which through some investigation found the bag's rightful owner, a man working Manhattan's Diamond District.
He ain't going to be working there much longer.
While initially fearing that his valuables were lost, the man, apparently very, very excited to find everything still intact, reportedly offered a reward to the student, but was refused. Clearly, student moral compass also shines bright like a diamond. Wow.
I couldn't do that.
What? You would have taken the reward?
Perhaps one of the diamonds. Just one.
Well, it'd be you.
Not greedy or anything. Just one.
They would have known it was you.
How do you... I mean, I'm just assuming if you get a job working in Manhattan's Diamond District, that you have been vetted and that you are...
So were there both guys in the cab? I don't
Not dumb enough to leave your backpack in a cab.
Does it say? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you rode before.
Yeah.
Backpack was left up front. Kid gets skinned.
If you work for the Diamond District,
you'd think you'd say, where's my diamonds?
I'm not letting that thing out of my hands.
Yeah, a little chain.
I'd have one of those briefcases handcuffed to my wrist.
It's in a backpack.
Then again, you're in New York. Somebody sees you walking down the street with a briefcase handcuffed to your wrist. They're going to just cut off your wrist. Yeah. Some average dude in a backpack. Yeah.
Socks and gym wear in there.
Or diamonds and
Rolexes.
what's the plural of a Rolex? Rolex eye.
Multiple Rolex. All right, another big word. What is that word again?
Antithesis.
Antithesis. What does it mean?
I
I could Google it.
Kind of the opposite.
Why would we use such a big word?
Because it's America.
Well, I put a B where the N should be.
My thumbs have not been working lately.
Oh, you
either on
already
my
Googled
phone.
this?
No.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
Wow. You're smart.
Parents that were teachers had to pay attention in English class.
Apparently I didn't. So we had a issue. Antithesis. Is that what I said that right?
Antithesis.
Yeah. Of Paddington Bear. So Daniel Heath and William Lawrence of the UK's Royal Air Force heard while being sentenced for the crime of vandalizing a statue of the beloved marmalade enthusiast.
Why do we have statues of Paddington Bear?
Isn't that where he hails from? I was like, the statue had been built in Newbury to celebrate the release of the 2024 film Paddington in Peru. Heath and Lawrence came upon it during a night of drinking, decided it would be a good idea to kick the statue until half of it broke off. They then ran away with the broken off piece, which was eventually found in his car. In addressing the vandals, the case judge declared Paddington Bear is beloved cultural icon with children and adults alike. He represents kindness, tolerance, and promotes Integration. Well, I'm tough with words today. And acceptance in our society. The judge continued, your actions were the antithesis of everything Paddington stands for. The two were sentenced to community service and a fine, neither of which sounds as bad as being called that of everything Paddington stands for. The antithesis of everything Paddington stands for.
Leave it to a judge.
He really
used that
it.
multiple times.
Right? It's like, I don't know how I'll throw Mark off.
I went to law school. I'm going to speak like I went to law school.
Have you ever used antithesis in a sentence?
Just today.
Well, at least you knew it. How drunk are you that you want to kick Paddington Bear in half?
And then just throw it in your car.
Why would you throw it in your car?
They'll never find it back here. Not just morons, drunken morons.
So are they going to replace the bear?
Well, if he's a judge like we have, they'll have to do a car wash in Walmart to pay for it.
A lot of car washes. That's news from the Weirdwire.